Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't posted in a year or so, maybe even two. With everyone getting sick and cold and flu season coming and COVID, I wanted to show everyone how to make their own homemade cold and cough and flu medicine at home. Now, a lot of the stuff that you see already in the video, this is just elderflowers. And this is honey that I bought at Sam's Club. And then this is bee pollen. And I got the bee pollen at the natural food store on 13th and Oklahoma, if you live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Elderflowers, same place, got them this, at the same store. And I went ahead and I just pre-measured everything. I did 1/4 of a cup for each herb that I'm gonna put in. All right, so I have the bee pollen here and I put it in this because before I even cook it, I like to kind of help mush it up a little bit because they're like little hard balls. So I like to squish it up, and as you can see, it starts to break up. And I just do that until it's less, not in such a ball form. Then I have horseradish root. A lot of people don't like it because it does smell kind of funny. I buy mine's at Pete's Fruit Market on 16th and Greenfield. And that's also in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But what I do is I buy it and then I put it in my dehydrator to dry it out. And then I put it in a jar and I store it. So they're kind of hard. You break them like a stick because they are a root. And in here already are 2 sticks that I broke. And then this is the 3rd one. And I cooked that in there as well. Now, I just want to give a little bit of information on each item here. So for this horseradish root, this root is good for coughs. It's good for achy joints. It's good for intestinal worms in children. It is good for kidney stones, urinary tract infections, and respiratory tract infections. So this is really good to add to your cough medicine. And then this bee pollen, which is one of my favorites, that has a lot of vitamin A, E, D, and C, and it also has vitamin B1, B2, B6. It has calcium, magnesium, potassium, zinc, and copper. So this is really good, high in vitamins. Now, the elderflowers, a lot of people use elderberries. I didn't have that available, and I don't always have it available, so I use my elderflowers. Now, the elderflowers is antiviral, anti-inflammatory, and it being anti-inflammatory, this is good for your sinuses, and this helps when your sinuses kind of get inflamed from you constantly blowing your nose, having a runny nose. This is the anti-inflammatory that'll help with that. Now, the other thing, let me grab it, that I add that I also didn't have on hand, but I had it in capsule form, so I'll probably just open these up and also put 1/4 of a cup. So echinacea, which I'm hoping I'm saying that right. This here is a flower, and it's a natural antiseptic, and it's a natural painkiller, and then it has active macrophages. I can't even say that word. I looked it up on Google to try and pronounce it properly, and I'm still saying it wrong. Anyway, so that is one of the key elements in the body that actually help your immune system target bacteria, viruses, and other infections and kill them. So this, even though it's a flower, it's really, really good. It's a good natural ingredient to put into your cough and cold and flu medicine. Now, the honey, I know a lot of people know about honey. You can kind of see my papers. So honey has a ton of antioxidants. It has the natural organic acids that we need. It has lots of vitamin C. It helps lower bad cholesterol. And it's also good for like a sugar substitute for people who are diabetic. It's also antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. It helps heal wounds and relieves coughs. So for people who have like a sore throat and they've been coughing a lot and their throat hurts really bad, the honey actually, when you drink this mixture, the honey helps put like a coat over your throat, and all of the wounds that you have in your throat from coughing, the honey actually helps heal it and keeps it from getting like infected and helps it from getting inflamed. So that's why honey is one of the key ingredients in, you know, any kind of natural cough and cold medicine. Now, normally I use lemons, but I didn't have any, so next best thing is lime. So limes are high in vitamin C, A, and they also have B6, B12, and vitamin E and D, and vitamin K. They also have calcium, magnesium, and zinc. Limes are high in antioxidants as well. They also help with kidney stones. They also aid the body in absorbing iron, which everyone needs, and this helps your body absorb it. It also helps promote healthy skin and helps aid in your digestion. So all of these ingredients are extremely good for the body. And like I said, I did 1/4 of a cup for each one. And then what I do is I kind of just add them all in my little pot. And since I have to still grind up these bee pollen, I will be right back. All right, so what I did is I went ahead and I grinded up all that bee pollen. Now, if you see, it looks completely different now, you see, versus this. And you could throw it in like that. I mean, for me, I just like to grind it to make sure that I kind of work out any of the vitamins. And I feel like it's easier for the honey and the lemon, or lime, I should say, mixture to draw out the vitamins. But that's just me. So these capsules you can find pretty much anywhere, Walmart, anywhere. And they're going to kind of look like this. And you can easily go to the natural food store on 13th in Oklahoma, and they should have this in herb form. And you can get like, you can buy it by ½ ounce, an ounce, things like that. And then you can kind of just throw it in like that. Or if you want to turn it into powder, you can grind it in a coffee maker, or a coffee grinder. Or you can grind it in a like smoothie maker, those like NutriBullet kind of machines. They'll grind it down into a powder if you would rather have it in powder form. So I'm going to go ahead and open up 1/4 of a cup of capsules. And then I can also let you know how many capsules I used for the 1/4. All right, so I didn't have as many as I wanted, unfortunately. So I got about ½ of a 1/4 here. So that's okay. Not a big deal. This mixture is just going to have less. So now we have the echinacea, the bee pollen, elderflowers, horseradish root, okay, limes, honey. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to throw it all into this little pot. Okay, so this is what we got. So you can see, that's what we got here. So now what I like to do is I like to pour enough honey to cover the herbs, and then I add the lemon, and then I want to see how much I have all together, and then I usually just add more and more and more honey. So I don't even deal with the cap. I take it off. I don't want to sit here and squeeze. So I literally just pour it. Super simple. Now, like I said, I want to cover it. So now that everything's covered, you can see it's covered. It's not much higher than the herbs. Some areas it is just because the herbs are in a little pile. And then I just squeeze my lime into it. All right, so I squeezed in all the lemon. You can see that the lemon, actually, let me move this. You can see how the lemon kind of separates from the honey. I'm just going to mix it just because I want to see what kind of consistency it's going to be. Because you got to strain your herbs at the end. So right now, it's going to look a little weird. See? So I definitely am going to want to add more honey. I just like it to be kind of thick. Just like you would like any kind of cough syrup or anything like that. So I'm going to definitely add some more honey. But another thing I wanted to show you guys. God, this phone. Sorry. All right. Okay, here we go. So another thing I wanted to show you guys are these bottles. So they are kid safe, right? You got to squish it in to twist it and open it. I get these at the Science and Surplus on Oklahoma. I'm not sure if it's like 60th or 60 something in Oklahoma, but that's where I get these at. And they're right here, look. 55 cents for this bottle. So when I make my mixture, I put it on the stove on low for about 30 to 45 minutes. And I kind of just let it heat up enough so the heat can draw out all the medicinal properties in all of these herbs and roots and flowers. So that's how you're going to cook it on your stove. I wouldn't put it on high. If it gets too hot and it's cooking too long on a high heat, you can actually kill all the medical properties that you're trying to extract out of these plants. So again, I'm adding more honey. I usually use like a lot because I have 3 kids and I like to try and fill at least 2 or 3 bottles when I make this. And then I just kind of put it in the fridge. Now for flavor, it's not going to taste great. And the horseradish root has a very pungent taste. And it's strong. So I will recommend adding maybe like a little bit of Kool-Aid. I know, sounds ghetto, but let me tell you, it helps with flavor. Even if it's just like a pinch or even like a teaspoon or half a teaspoon. Something to kind of give it a flavor that you know that your kids will use it. You know, you can give it to them and they're not going to like run from you screaming like you're trying to feed them fire. So I would put some kind of flavor in it. If you don't want to use Kool-Aid because of, you know, for whatever reason, maybe try to find like organic flavoring that you can add to this. I sometimes, if I have it on hand, I'll add like a pinch of like cherry jello powder to it and mix it in. And then it'll give it like that red color, but it'll also give it kind of like the cherry flavor. And, you know, my kids don't mind it. They'll take it. When I give it to them like this, they kind of gag afterwards. They don't like it. But they'll drink it because they know that they feel better after they drink it. You know, after taking the medicine. Their cough gets better. They start to feel a little bit better. So they're okay with taking it. You know, I don't have to force it on them because they see how it helps them. But they definitely do not like the taste. So I am going to add more honey. I would like to try and add probably the rest of it. I want to get it up pretty high because you have to strain this when you're done with like a cheesecloth or even like a coffee filter. Something where you don't get so many particles in it, because if you don't store it in the fridge and you store it like down in your basement where you maybe have like a second pantry, these herbs could go bad because this is not airtight. It's not like canned. So it can mold because of the herbs. Even though the honey and the lime is a natural preservative, it can still mold because of the herbs. It won't mold right away. It'll take time, but it will. But if you strain it and you get out all of the herbs and, you know, the particles out of it, this you can have downstairs for years. You know, I've never seen mine go bad when I do it this way. Not only that, is they've opened up tombs in Egypt that literally have honey in pots, and the honey is actually still good. It's not bad. If you don't believe me, look it up. Okay, we're talking about 1,000-year-old honey, still good. So if you can strain this really good and get out any of the particles, your mixture will last you. All right, so I added the rest of my honey. It's gone. So now this was just a honey I picked up, just kind of like that I put on like my chicken. When I bake some chicken, I will pour honey on it to give it like a nice sweet flavor. So I don't usually make medicine with this. I usually like to get my honey from like Outpost. I believe that's like on KK, the one I go to. And they have all kinds of different organic honey, and some of them already have the flower in it, and they do taste really good. Like you can just eat tablespoons of honey. They have some really good honey there. But this is the honey I had on hand. All of this stuff I already had here at home. I did not go to the store to buy anything. So if you're wondering, well, how come you just didn't go and get this or get that? Well, I didn't buy any of this. I literally just had this on hand. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this on the stove on a low heat for 30 to 40 minutes. I want to see how it comes out after like 30 minutes. Once I do that, I will come back and I will show you guys what it looks like after about 30 to 40 minutes. Like I said, I'll see. And then once I filter it all out, I'll show you guys what it looks like once everything's out. It's gonna look like a darker version of the honey, but you guys will see. All right, so this has been on low for 32 minutes. As you can see, it is starting to kind of boil. It's starting to get a little thicker. I haven't added anything else since I ended the last video to pick up here. So I am going to give it another 10 minutes and see how good it looks from there, and I will be back. All right, so it's been I want to say 6 minutes since I last came on. I did turn it off, which is why it's not bubbling. But as you can see here, you can kind of see everything in there. You can see some of the roots. So this is kind of the consistency that you're going to get. Look at, let me move all this up top. All of this is going to be strained out. Remember I told you it's going to be like a darker version of the honey. So that's going to be what you get there. So normally you would use, like I said, a cheesecloth or a coffee filter. I don't have either. My cheesecloth I ended up using to make some tattoo ointment. So the next best thing is going to be my French press. So I'm just letting this cool down, and then I'm going to throw it into my French press, and then I'll be able to strain it right into the bottles that I'm going to keep it in. And you guys will be able to see the deep amber color of this mixture. And again, you can add any kind of like little flavoring you want to it, just, you know, so the kids will actually use it. I did not get to tell you guys how many capsules I actually used of the echinacea flower. I used 42 and I got half of the 1/4. So I would recommend probably 84 capsules, or go to the store, the Natural Food Shop right there in Oklahoma and 13th, and see if you can get, you know, an ounce of the elderflowers, or even elderberries if you can. Those are way better. They're higher in vitamins, and I feel like they're more efficient for cold and flus. But elderflowers is good as well. So I will be back in about 10 minutes so I can let this cool. And then once it does, we can go ahead and strain it, and you guys will be able to see the final product. All right, for those of you who don't know, this is a French press. So when you open it, it already has like the built-in filter. I grind my own coffee beans, and this is how I make my coffee. I don't ever buy the instant coffee. So this is what a French press is. You can find them at Walmart. You can find them at Goodwill. I actually found this at Goodwill for like $2.99. So we can do that. And again, these capsules, echinacea. I always have like a hard time pronouncing this. Then the bee pollen, elderflowers, and my horseradish root. And again, you can find this fresh at Pete's Fruit Market, and you can either dry it out or use it right away fresh. And then the rest of these you can find, again, like I said, you can find these at the Natural Food Shop on 13th and Oklahoma here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the mixture now right into this. And I will start recording again when I start to add it to the bottle so you guys can see the mixture. There might be a few floaties that get away from me. That's okay. I wouldn't worry too much about it, especially if you're going to use it right away. All right, so it's been like 35 minutes. I ended up having to put it in the freezer because it just wasn't cooling down quick enough for me to be able to finish the video. So it's pretty cold. It's pretty thick. So it did thicken up a little more than what I wanted. So what I did was I added another lemon or lime to it. So again, you can change it up little by little depending on what kind of consistency you want. So again, we just push this in there, and then we kind of just push it down, and you see how it's all coming through. So we just got to put pressure to get it going down enough where when we start to pour it, it doesn't end up everywhere. So let me set my camera up to record me to pour it. All right, so here we go. We are going to just pour it in, and there it goes. Now it's gonna kind of pour kind of slow because of all the herbs and everything in the jar, but you see, for the most part, it's filtering everything out. And I mean, this is gonna take a while, but you see that deep amber color that I was talking about? It's like a brown. And I mean, right now that it's done, I've tasted it. It tastes pretty good. I probably won't add any flavoring to it because it's not that bad. I don't know if it's just because here in my household we're now used to it, but it really isn't that bad. So I have lots of other remedies, and if you would like me to make anything else, just like and subscribe and comment below and let me know what else you would like me to make. I am a certified master herbalist. I am an iridology consultant. I am a wellness consultant, and I am a holistic health practitioner as well. So I do have experience and I do have education in this field. So again, if you would really like me to make something for you, or show people how to make that you would like seeing done, just let me know, and I would be more than happy to do it. This is something that I enjoy doing. I love to share these kind of remedies with people because this is just like, this is a way of life for me, and sharing it with others like makes me excited inside. So please let me know if there's anything else you would like me to make, even if it's something for like high cholesterol, or a way of helping to lower your blood sugars for people who are diabetic. I mean, literally anything. I have an entire library on medical books and herbs and all different kinds of plants that help with different medical issues, conditions, from the inside out, you know, to your skin, the largest organ of the body. So this is going to take me a while, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish it. I am going to end the video and finish my things up here. So thank you for watching, and I really hope this helps anyone here in Milwaukee to be able to go to the local stores that I mentioned and be able to make something like this. Now, if you would like some information on exactly what lemons do, lemons are natural antibacterial. That's why you'll find in like Pine Sols and stuff like that, they add lemon, because it literally is a natural antibacterial. If you wanted to make your own like natural cleaning products, you can use water, vinegar, and lemon. And you just soak the lemon in the vinegar for like a week with the water, and then you strain it and you can clean your whole house. And it's a natural antibacterial, so it'll help clean out the germs on the tables, on the counters. You can sweep and mop the house, and it's safe for your kids, it's safe for your dogs, your cats, you know, pigs, whatever you have running around the house, you know, it's safe for them. So just let me know what you guys would like to see. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night. Bye.